What's up, YouTube? So in this video, I'm going to be going over the national team individual drills for the 2022 NFL Senior Bowl, Day 2. Now, unfortunately, it was raining pretty hard for today's practices, so it just kind of is what it is. The national team didn't... if they did a wide receiver versus DB drill, they didn't show it, so I don't have that. So it is what it is, but we're going to just start with these individual drills. Got some agility drills going on here. Looks like probably edge rushers, because that is, that's Hall, the defensive lineman, Logan Hall. Not necessarily edge, because he's more like a D tackle, but he had a pretty good day as well. This is the first time I've actually watched the film today, like actually broke it down, but just watching it in passing, he seemed to do well. Some agility for his size, for sure. Guy from Oklahoma. That's Winfrey. Okay. Connecticut. Travis Jones, yep. Alright, not bad. Moving over to the next drill. Let's see what we got. Not super familiar with this guy. As I said, this is still pretty early in the process. I'll know all these guys by the time April comes around for the draft. But the Senior Bowl is a good thing for me as well. That is Logan Hall. Pretty decent little rep there. Let's take that back a little bit. Good hand placement. Now, obviously, we'll get a better idea when we see the O-line versus D-line, but this is a decent little drill. Shows proper hand placement. You typically want to get your hands inside. Winfrey, the Oklahoma guy. Yeah, Oklahoma's got two guys. They've got Perrion Winfrey, which is the defensive tackle, and they've got Isaiah Thomas, the edge rusher. Okay. Show some bulk it off there. Our Ohio State guy. All right. Moving on to the next drill. What are we doing? This is going to show off ball get off. Yeah. Obviously, the edge rushers will probably do a little bit better here. Or at least they should. This dude looks fairly small. What we doing here? Looks like we got an O lineman and a tight end, maybe. Okay, so we're doing some second level blocking drills. Okay, this is interesting. Let's go up to yep, okay. That's Jake Ferguson, the tight end. So the tight end, Jake Ferguson, this is the first time I've watched him. I haven't watched film on him at all. But he gets his hands inside pretty well, obviously on a bigger opponent. He's getting some help from the offensive lineman as well. Then the lineman is going to come off of him and go pick up the linebacker. Good hand placement there. Well, the right hand. Now, I know this is something that's coached as well. It's just not something I prefer. But I am familiar with the fact that... is this Abraham Lucas? I think it is. I know this is something that is taught, but I'm just not a fan. I like to get your hands inside. I know a lot of people are teaching to get one hand on the inside and one on the outside shoulder. I prefer getting both hands inside. But good knee bend. Yeah. That is Lucas. It feels like the Jets coaching staff did a better job setting up their drills as well. But Jake Ferguson seems to be a pretty decent blocking tight end. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make a mark there. When I see someone make a... because I do have a list of names. If I see them make a notable play, I'll just kind of give myself a mark there. And if they do something like horribly bad, I'll also make a mark for that as well. Some more second level blocking. Charlie Kohler. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce his last name. But the Iowa State tight end. I guess we're not going to be allowed to see that. Obviously, this is the more hyped up one. We got McBride, the tight end out of Colorado State, and Daniel Falile, which I'm not that big a fan of him. Obviously, he's getting hyped up. I mean, you can see why he's 6'8" and 387 pounds. And for his size, his feet are okay. But his ability to move side to side is pretty bad. Obviously, with his height, his leverage is pretty bad as well. And he's honestly not that great with his hands either. He gives up his chest a little bit more, and despite his size, he's not really as like mean as I would like him to be. Now, obviously, with his size, he's strong, but I just don't think he utilizes that strength as well as he could. I wish I could have seen what was happening with those people. But you know how it is with Senior Bowl. If you've watched it before, this is just kind of how it is. So it looks like McBride's got his right hand on the inside. Looks like he's controlling the wrist. Nope, he's got his hand up on the shoulder pad. Okay, let's take a look at Daniel now. This is a more interesting rep than hitting bags. It's an actual football drill. I was liking McBride in the receiving game yesterday. Got his hands inside pretty good that time. I don't like his base, though. His base gets very narrow. Like, it looked fine before he made contact, but then it gets really narrow. Going again. Oh, other side. Yeah, he's also just not very fast. I mean, he's 387. I mean, I don't think you're really expecting him to be very quick. But as you'll kind of see, Lucas is kind of already away from him, where Felipe can't really get a true block on him. He kind of pushes him a little bit, and he goes and gets his hands inside. This drill would be a little bit more interesting if they actually had some D linemen and linebackers do this with them, but, you know. We've got, I seen Kolar, who was playing the role of the linebacker, but I didn't actually get to see the actual linemen and tight end that were actually really running that drill. Sometimes the camera angles at the Senior Bowl are pretty whack, and then also with how hard it's raining, a lot of their cameras just aren't really able to be used because you can't see it through the rain. Okay. Climbs pretty well. Jeremy Ruckert, that seems fine. Nothing super crazy on that rep. We're going to go again. This time I can see it a little better. He got his hands inside. That looks fine. Hopefully we'll get some better looks for that in the actual game itself. Todd McShay has him number 5. Okay. Haven't watched enough tight ends yet to be able to comment on that. I've watched about 80 players so far for this draft class. Which is, I'm actually ahead of schedule from where I was last year, and I ended up watching about 420 some players in last year's class. I'll get there. I just started going heavy on it this month, so some little Ohio State highlights. Okay. Yeah, you can really see from there how hard it was coming down. Alright, my apologies. Here we go. Doesn't actually make contact with the lineman before he goes up to the linebacker. Not quite athletic enough to get there. Okay. Got McBride back. Is that a Trevor Penning? I think that's who that tackle is. Are we actually going to get the same? Maybe not. I don't know. Can we actually see some drills now? I mean, I wish that we would have gotten a more zoomed out angle of that. Let's just... Alright. They're not really showing much left of that drill. Okay, let's just move on to the next then. Looks like we got some quarterback stuff. We got quarterbacks throwing to running backs. It looked like Kenny Pickett and Jerome Ford, the Cincinnati running back. I wasn't familiar with him yesterday. But I guess he was a stand-in because some of the running backs opted out last minute for the Senior Bowl. Turns up field pretty decently there. Looks like we got Carson Strong coming. Nope, I'm sorry. That's Desmond Ritter. on the slower side. I think that's Abram Smith at running back. Rashad White, which we didn't really get to see what he did. We were just kind of staring at Carson Strong, I guess. Mike Tomlin, Steelers head coach. Don't really want to stare at Mike Tomlin. I'd rather... Oh, okay, we got this drill. This drill's fun. Some D-line stuff. See, Mike Tomlin doesn't want you to look at it. Doesn't want us to look at him either. Let's watch some drills. I don't want to watch Mike Tomlin. Let's fast forward a bit. Yep. What we got here? Desmond Ritter. We're just going to see him throw. We're not going to really see what he's throwing at. Oh, some of these camera angles, man. Senior Bowl. Kind of a narrow base. What we got? What are we doing here? Kenny Pickett. What are we looking at? Tight ends now? Is that Isaiah Likely? I don't know. Ritter to Jake Ferguson, who we just seen block. Let's take another look. Now, it is raining. It seems to be raining pretty hard. Let's take a look at the throw. And that's still a pretty good ball. Even in the rain, I need you to catch that. All right. What are we doing? Okay. I'm going to do Carson Strong under center. Delivers that to Cincinnati. Have a tight end? Was not aware of that. Okay. Or is that Alec Pierce? Oh, no, that's Alec Pierce, the receiver. He's just big. Okay. Yeah, you can even see, like, with the wind, you can see how hard the rain's coming down. It's coming down sideways. We're just going to stare at Kenny Pickett. Okay. I would like to see the drill. Let's fast forward a little bit. I don't want to just stare at Kenny Pickett. He's got a throw in there. All right. Got Desmond Ritter. Easy little throw to McBride. I guess he had to throw it over the coach. I know I've seen some guys like really making some comments about Kenny Pickett's hand size. I don't really care about that, to be honest with you. He wears gloves and it's fine. He doesn't really have a whole lot of fumbling issues, really, so. My issue with him is mental processing. That's a pretty high throw, though. Unfortunately, with the camera and the rain, I really can't see the helmet on the receiver to be able to tell who that is. I think that might be Alec Pierce, just getting a look at him earlier. But I don't really know. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a high throw. Hopefully, tomorrow's weather is a little better because it's really hard to judge quarterbacks. That's why I'm not actually that upset that they didn't do receiver versus DB drills for the national team today. The American team did it a little bit. Base could be a little better. And so could his feet. Not really trying to watch highlight tapes. Trey McBride does seem to be a pretty good player, though. Don't quote me. Haven't watched his film yet. Or at least not enough to really judge. What do we got here? I can't tell what those helmets are. We got Ferguson, the tight end, and it looks like Rashad White at running back, and of course Ritter. I can't tell who these two are. Gonna get Ritter on the move. I already know he can do that. You know, he's not Malik Willis or nothing, but he definitely does have some mobility to him. Can escape pressure a little, throw on the move. Obviously, his arm strength is his best feature. Let's go ahead and fast forward through this a little. All right, let's go from here. You got Ferguson at tight end. Can't quite tell the receiver. Kind of a high throw there from Carson Strong. I think that might be Christian Watson at receiver. That looks like North Dakota State's helmet. Yeah. Abram Smith at running back. Seems like a pretty tall receiver. That's a pretty bad overthrow. Yeah, that is him. Christian Watson. Like I said, though, this is kind of a hard time to really judge him with how hard it's raining. And them already, of course, not having chemistry together. All right, Carson Strong. Looks like got the Oklahoma fullback, Jeremiah Hall. That might be Jake Ferguson at tight end. Can't see what the receiver's doing. Jake Ferguson caught a ball. I guess he threw it to Pierce. Couldn't really see what that ball was like. All right, let's go from here. Seeing Ole Miss. Got Jeremiah Hall back in at fullback. Ole Miss guy caught a ball. Not sure if that's Dontario Drummond or I think they got another guy too. Yeah, Braylon Sanders. That it? We get one more throw. Okay. Who's it? The Ohio State guy, Jeremy Rucker. Okay, we seen him block earlier. Seemed okay at that. Decent ball. So Kenny Pickett in these drills seemed to handle the weather a little bit better, which, I mean, makes sense. Pittsburgh has notoriously horrible weather. Pennsylvania in general really does, so, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But, yeah. Then again, I guess Cincinnati kind of does too, but whatever. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. So, pretty much every YouTuber on this platform is pretty much doing ads like this. YouTube's ad revenue is broken. It doesn't really pay well anymore, so we have to look to outside sources to make our income. And if you like what I'm doing and you want to support me, I would greatly appreciate you going over to my Patreon. It doesn't take much. Just $1 a month would really help me out quite a bit and continue to help me be able to put out these videos, because I put a lot of time and effort into it, especially during draft season, watching the film and everything like that. So I would greatly appreciate you guys going to check out my Patreon. It is Anime Dolphin, no capitalization. The link to it will be in the description of this video and pretty much every video moving forward. So yeah, if you want to help support me, that'd be greatly appreciated. There's multiple different tiers. It's all explained well on my Patreon account. And if you want to check that out, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.